A violent home invasion in Horry County left one woman afraid to be in her own home. But she spoke to News 13's AJ Janival because she says she wants justice. AJ.
Bob, the Longs area in the county is no stranger to violent crimes. In December, reported 2 shootings in one neighborhood. One happened during a home invasion. The victim of this most recent violent break-in tells me this is not the community she raised her family in.
I'm scared for my life.
They're going to strike again.
Because the next time they come, they could kill me.
Margaret McCray tells me she's lived on Castler Street her whole life. Her neighbors are literally her family.
My daughter lived right next door. His sister lived right next door to me.
But now she says her home doesn't feel the same.
I still feel scared. I feel jittery. And they hit me upside my head, my hand.
They hit you in the face?
Yeah. Don't you see the bruise over there?
McCray says 2 men broke into her house around 8 p.m. and forced her to lie on her floor. One man held her at gunpoint for an hour as the other went through her home. The only other people in the house were McCray's disabled husband and a friend's 2-year-old baby she was watching. She tells me what's most terrifying is the intruders called her by name.
They may come right back and do the same thing, and it could be a whole lot worse.
That's a fear shared by her son.
When I grew up, we didn't have this kind of stuff going on in this community.
Eric Jordan is the one who reached out to us to do the story. He asked to do his interview outside so people could see his community. He says this street, the one he grew up on, has changed. But he tells me he believes it's only a few people causing issues.
We have to forgive them. But now just because we forgive you, don't mean that you're not going to pay the consequences for what you've done.
And McCray tells me that's the reason she's willing to tell me her story and relive this nightmare.
Those guys need to be caught because they are not going to stop if somebody don't catch them.
Now McCray sits and waits for that day, hoping the attackers never come back. I reached out to Horry County Police today and got some numbers about Castler Street. Within the last year, there was 58 calls for police service, and many of those were for gun activity. As for this case, police have not given any description of the suspects. Live in the studio, I'm AJ Janival for News 13.